Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are going to be doing the video that we did last year, the title fights. Obviously, I'm setting this up a little bit differently, doing it in a similar recording style to what we do our predictions, kind of title fights we want to see in 2026. We'll start here with the flyweights. Obviously, we know Joshua Van is the champ. Unfortunately, Pantoja lost. The way Pantoja lost is like really bad. I did see some footage. Pantoja's training again. He looks very good. Doesn't look like his arm is terribly bad. It looks like he's pretty good. I don't know if they're gonna wait for that fight, like if they're gonna wait for Pantoja to be 100% or if they're going to give him someone else. I'm hearing from some people saying that even though he is like fighting and he's doing the training and stuff like that, he's still probably not going to be able to fight for a while, just to make sure he doesn't act like absolutely hurt himself. How true that is, I don't know. These are just little random articles that I've looked at, and fucking nowadays with media, I can fucking write articles and people will fucking read them and believe it until I get called out, obviously. But yeah, some articles don't always put out the truth. So, or they just make some shit up, or they hear half of it and they just run with the rest to get a full article out there. But anyway, yeah, I think if Antosia's good to go, they book that rematch immediately because that's not like he's been dominant. He's been a good champ for them. He's showed up just like how Marab was when he got the call. So I think they would give him that rematch. And I think for Joshua Van, he probably would want to have a more dominant kind of a win over Pantoja, just so that it's not a question mark over that one. But if Pantoja's not ready, I think it's about time you give that man Manel Cup a title shot. This guy has been calling out for title shots for like 2 years now. He's been wanting a title shot for so long. I think you got to give him that title shot if Pantoja's not ready, and then whoever wins that fight, you give them Pantoja straight off that because Pantoja should be better by that time. So that's probably what you can do for like the next two fights for flyweight this year. Now moving on to the bantamweight, our new champ, Peter Yan. Very disappointed I didn't bet for him because I had this. I even told my friend, one of my friends, dude, you gotta bet for Peter Yan. I think Peter Yan's gonna win. I just had this feeling. In my prediction, I said Marab, but I just had this feeling on the day of the fight that something is telling me Peter Yan. I told my friend and I didn't do the bet. He did the bet and he made a shitload of money. And I, for some dumb reason, kept my Marab win, and I even bet for Marab to win by knockout, which I don't know why the fuck I bet that. But yeah, I didn't trust myself. That's why you got to trust yourself, because I would have made a shitload of money too. But yeah, I think they're going to do a quick turnaround. They're going to do that Marab versus Peter Yan. That's probably what's going to happen. That will be the trilogy fight, I think, because I believe they're one apiece now. So we'll probably have that. The winner of that, if Umar beats Davison Figueroa, um, which is on the 224 card, I believe Umar is next. I think it's only right since Umar has beat Mario Batista and then he beats another guy. I think it's only fair that Umar gets a chance. But I wouldn't be surprised if they try and pull a fast one and they book O'Malley and Peter Yan at the White House. That I would not be surprised about because they're gonna want some sort of U.S. fighter fighting for a title at the White House, and that is a very good setup. Russia, America, all the war history and stuff like that. That's a very good fight to set up in a White House, and I think that could potentially be something that will happen. But we've got to wait for the results of 3-2-24, and then obviously we need to see what happens before that, if Peter Yan is going to even fight. Before that, I'm pretty sure Peter Yan will be active. I don't think he'll be as Marab active, but he'll be active. Then we move on to Alexander Volkanovski, which he's already got a title fight booked. It's against Diego Lopez, which I've already said my piece about this. I think that is the stupidest booking from the UFC ever. I don't understand why you let in Volk versus Diego Lopez back to back. It should be someone else. But hey, I don't deal with the bookings, they do. So they're gonna have to deal with that. The only activity that I can kind of see, or that I can go off memory that I know of in the division, when we can check here quickly, who's Molzov got next? He hasn't fought. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's not got a fight booked. Evolov, I do think Evolov is gonna have to fight someone else. Yari Rodriguez, I think he's not fought since he got promised that fight, which, as you can see there, was against Pitbull, which is fucking almost a. We're going for almost a year. In 3 months, it will be a year. Okay, I don't know. 3 months is a long time, but I don't know. Maybe make Yori Rodriguez versus Envelo. If that's a possible fight that you could do. I think Lauren Murphy doesn't have a fight booked. I don't think Sterling has a fight booked. Fucking maybe Aljamain Sterling versus Yori Rodriguez when it gets a title shot. I think that could be fun. Lauren Murphy against Emelov, that could be fun. You could do something like that. I don't know. I think Sterling does have a fight book. Let's check out Aljamain. No, he doesn't. He's just got Brian Ortega. He just beat Brian Ortega. Okay, so he doesn't have. Then those guys do not have fights booked yet. It's still very early in the year though. But that's what I would do. I'll try and see, because if Volk does beat Diego Lopez, you've got him kind of sitting there doing nothing. I think the UFC are banking on Lopez to win because they can set up some very good fights, and then the roster's kind of clear open to just fight. They're also heavily pushing John Silver, which if he beats Arnold, he'd be sixth, and then he's probably like one fight away, which, I mean, I don't know. I would assume probably end of the year you could potentially see John Silver fighting for the title also, depending on who the champ is. But let's move on. We go scroll down here. We got the lightweight division. It's a Portia. Obviously, we have Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett that's fighting for the interim belt. So we know already they're gonna get Ilia Topuria next, which I don't know when Topuria is gonna come back. He's dealing with some personal shit, but he'll probably fight maybe mid-year, possibly. What do you do after that? Well, Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira fighting for the BMF belt. I don't know. This division is like such a tight log right now. You got Charles versus Holloway, Dan Hooker is versus Saint Benier, Moyakano is versing. Is he versing Rufy? No, let's check here. Moyakano is versing someone. I just can't remember who the fuck it is. I think it is Rufy. Let's check over here. Oh, it's Brian Ortega. Yeah, Ortega is gone up to lightweight now. I forgot about that. Yeah, he's versing Moicano. Rufy's versing Darush, I think. Let's check over here. Oh no, he's versing Fisiv. Yeah, okay. Who the hell is Thingy fighting? Darush, Benil Darush. Let's check it. Oh, he doesn't have. I thought he had a fight booked. Okay. If you look at the division, everyone has kind of got a fight like set up right now. So when you look at Arman, like a lot of people are saying Arman should have been fighting Paddy Pimblett or Justin Gaethje for the thing. And I think that's just kind of UFC being like, yeah, fucked us, and now we're gonna fuck you, and now we're even. He's gonna have to do one more fight. Now, if you look at down this list, you want it to be someone that is high up so that if he wins, it's not like oh, well, you beat that guy. You know, and if you're looking at the division, 2 is booked, 3 is booked, 4 is booked, 5 is booked, 6 is booked, 7 is not booked, 8 is booked, 9 is booked, 10 is booked, 11 is not booked. I don't know what's going on with Michael Chandler. I don't know what he's going on, but Rufy's booked. The only fight that makes sense for Arman is Gamrot, and Gamrot has beat him. So that is the only fight that I can see Arman taking to try and get its title shot. Because everyone else, he's beat Dan Hooker, he's beat Charles Oliveira. So I don't know what they do. Obviously, we know Pimblett versus Gaethje, one is going to go against Topuria. But going on through the year, I think the only way Armor gets a title shot is if he versus Gamrot and wins. But then you could also have that question there: does that really deserve a title shot? Or if Max beats Oliveira, could Max go, "Hey, give me that title shot. I can beat Sporia. Yeah, I know he knocked me out, but it's a different weight class. You know, the division is moving, and unfortunately, the champ is dealing with some personal stuff. But when he gets back, I think the division is gonna pump out. Now let's move on to another new champ, the welterweight champ, Islam Makhachev. I don't believe he has a fight booked. I haven't heard anything. Um, a lot of people are saying Usman, the brother, is ranked 8th. The last guy he fought was ranked 10th. We're not, like, come on. That's not fair. Like, these guys on the top of the division that has been fighting. Like, you look at Shavkat, right? I think Shavkat should get a title shot, but not now. He's been too inactive. I know he's been injured, but the division has been moving. They have been moving. Shavkat has to fight. He has to fight. He can't just walk into a title shot. You got Ian Gary, who's third. Miles Morales, who's coming off of work. I don't actually know how Miles Morales is not higher ranked. They dropped Sean Brady to 7th. I think some tomfoolery is going on here, because I'm pretty sure Michael Morales should have been 2nd or 3rd, but he's 4th now. Okay, you've got Bilal. Like, I don't think Usman should be fighting for the title. I think Usman should be fighting Bilal. That is what should happen. There's beef there. UFC need to capitalize on that, and fucking they could promo. They can make the sickest fucking fight night card in history. But that's not what we're talking about yet. We're not talking about what's going on in the division. We're trying to figure out what is going on, who's gonna fight Makhachev next, and it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. Just based off inactivity, you can't give it to Shavkat. I think that's unfair. I think you have to go Ian Gary. You have to go Ian Gary, unless they're gonna want to wait and move for the division to move a little bit more. I just think if you wait a little bit too long for someone to get a good win, then you're kind of stalling the division too long, and you're also going, you're setting up potential matchups that you could have later on. So I think you give it to Ian Gary. Or if Gary hasn't fought yet and you can get Shavkat back, maybe you can do Shavkat versus JDM. And if you tell Shavkat you beat that guy, you get the title shot. That could be a really fun fight. But yeah, I don't know. That division is stacked, and these guys that are hungry. But I do think they're going to give Usman the title shot. I do think so. I don't think, I don't want to say doesn't deserve it, because he's such a great champ. He's, in my opinion, the GOAT of the welterweight. Obviously, GSP is there, but from when I've watched, Usman is the GOAT. Like, he's one of the greatest welterweights, if not the greatest. So I think the UFC are going to do that, but I just don't think, in terms of the activity, it would be unfair. But anyway, let's move on. Speaking of activity, let's move on to Mr. Hamza Chimaev, who apparently is only going to fight mid-year. This division is in shambles. I'm not going to lie. This is the one division that is going to have a terrible 2026, because the champ's out until mid-year, and I can't see him fighting more than once this year, which means he's holding up the whole fucking division. And yes, he's injured. You can go with that, although he does not really fight. He rarely fights twice a year. I don't know what's happened with the Hamzat, but he's not the old Hamzat. We need a champ. Champs need to be fighting 2-3 times a year. 2-3 times a year. Especially in this fucking division. It's so stacked. Like, we've got Sean Strickland versus Hernandez. Imavov is not going to do jack fucking shit, because he should get the title shot. So he's going to sit and wait. He's not going to risk that. Then you've got Izzy's versing. Who the fuck is Izzy versing again? I forgot now. Oh, he's versing Joe Pyfer, which I don't understand why that fucking matchup came up. That seems like it's fucking very risky for Izzy. If he loses that, he's in the mud. But yeah, he's the UFC are pushing Joe Pyfer apparently. I don't know, or maybe they trying to give Izzy a win to get him his stock back up. I would have maybe tried to put him up again with Brendan Allen. I did read a rumor about that, but I'm pretty sure it's to confirm Joe Pyfer is next. Then you've got what the Riddlers versus Kyle Baralio, which is like AS7 versus 8. The division is kind of cooking. DDP, I don't know what's going on in DDP. I don't know if he's going to sit and wait. My opinion, that's the stupidest thing to do. I think he needs to go out there. He needs to fight. I don't believe. Let's check Brendan Allen if he's got a fight booked. I don't believe he's got a fight booked. Yeah, he doesn't have a fight booked. I believe DDP should fight Brendan Allen. That's what he should do, just to get that win back in the column, and then just kind of see what the UFC want to do. I would. This division is in such shambles. I don't think you're going to get 2 title fights this year. I think it's going to be Imavov versus Hamzat, and then 2027 will be the next title shot. I will be very shocked unless he absolutely obliterates Imavov. You're not seeing him fight twice this year. Like I said, it's going to have to be quick. Anyway, let's move on. Light heavyweight division. Sharma. Alex Pereira. He wants John Jones. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that thing. I think Pereira is going to fuck this whole division up if we are doing John Jones versus Alex Pereira. And there's so many rumors. Oh, sorry, there's something in my eye. There's so many rumors and stories on, is it going to be at lightweight? Is Pereira going to go up to heavyweight to fight him? What are they going to do? My prediction is they're going to put an interim heavyweight belt on the line between John Jones and Alex Pereira at the White House. That is 1000% going to happen. And it's probably going to be some sort of stipulation where the winner has to fight whoever the current heavyweight champion is. I don't think Pereira is going to fight for the title. And if it's going to be like that, I kind of feel like I feel really bad for Carlos Overberg because I feel like he deserves a title shot, but I just don't think he's going to get a title shot anytime soon. So until they figure out what they're going to do with Pereira, I don't really know what's going to happen with this division. What I think should happen is Yuri should be versing Ankalaev. That would be fun. And then Yolberg should be fighting Pereira for the title if he wants to stay in the light heavyweight. Is that going to happen? I don't think so. I think he's going to move up to fight John Jones for like an interim heavyweight title fight at the White House. That's what I believe is going to happen. I think that's most likely going to happen because Alex is apparently not going to fight until that card from the rumors I'm hearing. You never know. You never know. But considering March is booked up, the pay-per-views from January to March is booked up. I don't see him fighting in April and then fighting again in June. He's gonna wait. So this division is also kind of locked up. But Pereira fights so frequently. I think even if he does want to, he could fight twice here. But it's also very easy to just put if he does go up. I think you make Kodzio versus Yuri Baraska for the light heavyweight title. Because I like Yuri. I think he'll be a good champ, and I think Yolberg deserves a title shot. So you give it there. Moving on to the heavyweight division. Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane. You have to rebook that. We need to rebook that as soon as possible. As soon as Tom can fight, rebook that. Because the heavyweight division is also kind of sitting now. And they're kind of waiting. That result is probably the worst result that we could have got. It was a terrible result because it now stalls the division because you got Volkov kind of sitting there waiting because we would have got the title. I think he would have got a title shot after that. I think Tom Aspinall will beat Cyril Gane in the rematch. All you pussies who think Cyril Gane does that because he pieced him up. Yeah, we'll just watch. Just wait and see. We'll see who gets it right. Yeah, I don't know what you do. I don't know because the only fights that I can that are off memory that I know is Waldo Cortez versus Derek Lewis. That is like confirmed. I think Waldo, if he beats Derek Lewis, you'll probably find him looking at someone like Pavlovich. I don't know if he's fought Pavlovich yet, but most likely not. I think he could do Pavlovich, and I think Volkov will probably sit and wait for a title shot, and I think Volkov will be next. Or I could see if Waldo wins, Waldo versus Volkov, winner gets a title shot. That's my little prediction there for the heavyweight. Let's move on to the women's strawweight, last three divisions, and then we're done with the video. Mackenzie Dern. I think Zhang Weili is going to go straight back down, and they're going to make a title for a shot between her and Mackenzie Dern. And then I would make Tatiana Suarez probably get a rematch there. It depends on what happens at the movement in this division. But you most likely will have Zweili coming back to try and get her title back. Because I don't think she's going to go stay in flyweight. I think she's going straight back to strawweight. Let's go to the flyweight, women's flyweight division. Shevchenko, the GOAT. I was not very happy with the fight against Weili, but she did what she did. Who do you put her in there? It's fucking clear as day what they want to do. I know you have two ranks for number three, but anyway, it's clear as day what they want to do. They want the winner of Natalie Silva versus Rose Namajunas. They're gonna fight for the title. It's clear as day that's gonna happen. I would like Erin Blanchfield to get a title shot because I think she deserves it. She's fucking done really well. And every time she gets close to the title shot, something fucking happens, and it's not her turn yet. But I think it's clear as day it's going to be Rose Namajunas versus and Natalie Silva, the winner that's going to get Natalia Silva will get a title shot. So I don't know what you do with Erin Blanchfield until then. If not, maybe you give Erin a title shot now, and then Natalia versus Rose next. Potentially, I think Tracy's got a fight set up. I think so. Oh no, she had a fight against Blanchfield. I thought she had another one confirmed. But anyway, let's move on to the women's bantamweight. Now, obviously, we know it's already confirmed. Man Nunes versus Kayla Harrison is like it's gonna happen. We just don't know when because obviously Kayla Harris got injured, so we're gonna wait for that one. This division is dead. I'm not gonna lie. This is a sad division. There's just fucking I don't really know what you do in this division besides those two. Juliana Pena is so boring. She's lost to both Kayla and Amanda, so I don't know what you do with that. I think they need to build up some people in here. There is a chick, I can't remember what her fucking name is now. I think it's Buena Silva. Let me check here. No, it's not Buena Silva. She's not that great. I can't remember. There's a girl that they signed who was doing the BJJ, UFC BJJ, who's gone on to. She could be really good, but I don't think she's ranked here. I can't remember her name right now. She could be good, but they have to build her up, and obviously that's not going to be this fucking year unless for some dumb reason they give her all the good fights to get into the top ranks there. But yeah, this division needs to be built. I really don't know what to do after that fight, and I don't know how long Kate is going to be injured, so she might only have one fight. But yeah, I do think Kato was saying that the weight cut is just too difficult for her at this weight. It's very difficult to make another argument to make another division when your heaviest women division is not very stacked. But yeah, I would like another women's division. Then you can have someone like Kayla Harris move up. It opens up the division. Someone like Shevchenko won't be too afraid to go up. Going against someone like Kayla Harris who blows the fuck up on fight night and yeah, just absolutely annihilates him. But anyway, that is gonna be my prediction, my title fights that I would like to see in 2026. Let me know in the comments down below what title fights you would like to see happen. Not just title fights. Let me know some actual banger fights. Also, let me know about the UFC white card. What crazy fights do you think? You stand with me that you think they might be doing Peter Yan O'Malley for White House? Ooh, I think so. Pereira, Jones, ooh, McGregor, Chandler, we finally might get it. Ooh, I don't know what they're cooking up with that. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.